Over here at the other end of Balboa Park is the War Memorial. Now, first thing we're going to look at are these trees. You might recognize them. That's a Moreton Bay tree, fig tree. Uh, that's a Moreton Bay fig tree, I think. Yeah. Now, these ugly things here, you might recognize them. Let's look at them closer. Those, you might know them by their name given to them by that guy that couldn't make a living making Playboy cartoons, so he made children's books, Dr. Seuss, who named these things truffle trees. Now these are eucalyptus trees, and you might see how they're spaced out right there. Eucalyptus trees were brought to San Diego for a couple reasons. One, to make railroad ties, one which they were just horrible at. They cracked and splintered. Second, to make windbreaks, which they are horrible at because they don't have any type of root. I mean, like none. They blow over. And they have a tendency to explode into flame when fire shows up. And you might know San Diego and Southern California in general has a thing called a Santa Ana. For you who don't know, Santa Ana, also called a fire wind or a devil wind, not named after the Spanish word for Satan, named for the place in Orange County where they're super prevalent, is a hot, dry wind coming out of the mountains. Now, there's a low pressure over the Utah Great Basin area. The high pressure Utah Great Basin. There's low pressure in the Southern California area. It causes wind to go up the mountains where it drops all of its humidity, and then it comes down the mountains going super fast because it gets channeled through those little tiny canyons that we have up there. It starts going faster and faster, and it's hot, and the winds get to like hurricane speed, and stuff just bursts into flames. So, really great Dr. Seuss. Thank you for writing a children's book about saving trees that can destroy us all. Why not just put koalas in them? Because those hideous drop bears will kill you. Ask any Australian. Now, this is the War Memorial. I really don't know much about it, so we're gonna go take a look. I played in that big tree right over there. Let's see, that one. I played in that big tree once. I've seen people playing soccer out in that field, they bring goals and stuff, actual soccer goals. You might notice that Make Awesome is backwards because this app lets me flip between front and back, but it doesn't flip front, back. It doesn't flip the one looking at me, the selfie camera, around correctly. However, you just see my beautiful face. San Diego Veterans War Memorial Building, dedicated by the citizens of San Diego as a living memorial to our honored dead of all wars and those Americans who have fought for our freedoms. 1, freedom of speech and expression. 2, freedom for every person to worship God in his own way. 3, freedom from want. 4, freedom from fear. I don't remember those being in the Constitution, but I'll deal with it. That's cool. A sign about all the fancy people who decided to put it together. Some people practicing dance inside. Let's see, when was this made? 1950. There's a mayor named Harley E. Knox. You don't want your Harley to be knocking because that means your gas doesn't have a good enough octane rating and it's bad for the engine. Is anyone else important? I do not recognize anyone there. Siebert, I might know of architects named Siebert Company. I don't know the contractor. Nothing else super interesting on this. I hope you're recording. Oh yeah, you're recording. There's a Imperial Eagle. So, flagpole. Here, look, flagpole. So we got our War Memorial going on. got this thing. I mean, seriously, never went into anything with the War Memorial. I know there were events in there once. I know there's people doing dance practice in there right now, so there must be other stuff.